All artists die with unfinished work. This is not something morbid that I'm thinking. It's not something pessimistic. It's actually simple arithmetic. If you are an artist and you have been creating for your entire life, which can sometimes run into hundreds, if not thousands of works, you are undoubtedly going to leave some things unfinished. Franz Kafka, for example, had lots of unfinished stories which he asked his friends to burn after his death, and we are happy that his friends didn't burn them. Sylvia Plath, who is perhaps my favourite poet, confessional poet, the greatest confessional poet, and the reason that a lot of us are able to write today, left behind her work Ariel, which was published after her death by her former husband, Ted Hughes. Michelangelo, the famous sculptor, the painter of the Sistine Chapel, he left behind hundreds of marble figurines and sculptures, especially the prisoners. Leonardo da Vinci as well. Leonardo da Vinci left behind hundreds of different inventions, ideas, things that we're still discovering and deciphering today. And perhaps a really good example is Emily Dickinson, who left behind over 2,000 poems in her drawers. And she was never actually published in her lifetime, but she abandoned them. She left them works in her drawer, and glad that she did. So there is a quote by Leonardo da Vinci which goes something like this: art is never finished, it is merely abandoned. And I really like that idea of not being able to finish an art. We just abandon it in a place where we think that it can fend for itself, like kind of like a scrappy, well-fed child. And that is the truth about this, that nobody ever really finished. The artists that I talked about before, they weren't finished. They still had work to make. I still have work to make. I still have years of work to make. And if you're an artist, I'm sure that you have years of work ahead of you. But that's the point, right? That's the point. We create until we can create no more. Maybe we will die mid-brushstroke, mid-sentence, mid-breath. But it's okay because we have that backlog of things that we were creating in the moments that we were creating them. And the last thing I will say, that is, if you do have some artworks that are not finished, perhaps look back at them and see what you can bring to them and put them out into the world. Because you will die with some unfinished artworks, but you will also die with many complete artworks.